Hi, I'm Dan Olivas. I want to talk a little bit about the housing market here in El Paso and how I look at the future of the housing market. And really, I guess nobody has a eye or insight to the future, but I have a few perceptive ideas as to what stimulates the housing market here in El Paso, at least. And it all has to do with the vibrancy of the community. What's happening in the community? How many people are employed? What kind of wages are they receiving? And what kind of industry is moving into the community? All of these play a big factor in what happens in the housing market. And in El Paso, traditionally, the housing market has been one that has been consistent, but not a very aggressive housing market. And by that I mean it hasn't had those hyperinflated prices, but neither has it had those dramatic crashes in values either. Markets have stayed pretty consistent. If you buy a home here in El Paso today and you're in it for 4 or 5 years, the probability that it is going to have increased of 1 to 3% per year is probably pretty safe, although there may be years where there is no growth or where there's minus growth, and then the next year maybe there's 3% growth. But let's get back to what stimulates those markets. In my opinion, there's two things. And the good news about this and the opportunities that exist in this is that each one of us has the opportunity to participate in making these things better. The first thing is the political system. You got to have politicians, you got to have leaders that have vision, that know how to take action to implement good visionary ideas that stimulate growth in the community and coalesce a community together with one focus to make it better for everybody that lives here. The second thing is you have to have an educated workforce. El Paso has got to do better at producing kids coming out of high school that are college ready, that are career ready, that have good character, that are ready to go on and be self-sustaining first, and then be able to contribute back to the community. And to this point, all the data shows that this is not the case. And I don't think El Paso is the lone ranger in this, but we're talking specifically about El Paso. So we have 12,000 graduating seniors every year in our region. Out of those, 16%, 16 point something percent are college ready when they get out of high school. That is unsustainable. That means that there's 10,000 of them that are not. These are going to be the ones that struggle. And the statistics show that 6 years after graduating from high school, that same group of kids, that again, only about 16% of them have any kind of post-high school education. That being a certification, with being a plumber, an electrician, a technician, anything that is going to give them a leg up in being employed, they don't have. I'm including a 2-year college degree, or I'm including a 4-year college degree. So only 16%. So out of those 12,000 kids that graduated, we have 10,000 that are not receiving anything that would indicate that they are going to be gainfully employed in a profession that is going to allow them to be self-sustainable and contribute back to society. We've got to stop that. And this isn't a matter of pointing fingers at the school districts or at teachers, especially not teachers. This is a matter of all of us coming together as a community and saying with one voice, we understand we have a problem. How can we be part of the solution? Not of the complaining, but how can we be part of the solution? And let me just assure you, from my vantage point, throwing money at a system that is not producing what we ought to be demanding, the whole community ought to be demanding, including the schools, is not the answer. The answer is somewhere else. So what I am advocating today is that you and I, people like you and I, people from all over the community, start working in tandem with the school districts, with teachers, with administrators, and let's get this thing changed. Thank you. Thank you for subscribing to our YouTube channel. If you want some of the best information on real estate in El Paso, Texas, make sure to visit teamolivas.com
and welcome to El Paso, Texas.